Hello, and welcome to my Fire Emblem 9 Path of Radiance 100% gross low turn count playthrough. I'm your host Typhoon Carter, and today I have Kirby Mastah back with me with another chapter.
Hello.
Yeah, so we got chapter 27. This is supposed to be a pretty important map at this point in the game. Some big implications.
So, totally not a really important fight coming up at the end of this map.
Totally not, but first things first, before we do get into the map, we still have to do preps, good old prep screens. We have to forge a Thunder Tome. This one, we have to forge Max Might, Max Crit. And this is because the boss of this chapter has a particularly high crit. And we're going to call this forge a Dark Deity. Shoutouts to the game.
I haven't played it myself, but it's apparently interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. It does some interesting things, to say the least. But we trade the rescue staff over the miss, and we don't really need to do as big of a rescue as we did last chapter.
Yeah, because this upcoming map is a indoor castle map, so we don't really have a giant open field to do a giant shove train with, really. But rescue will still be really useful.
Yeah. And we're just giving some BEXP to Reyson because Reyson is going to have to get attacked by some enemies in this chapter, as he's not exactly unfamiliar with that situation, per se.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, we have to boost his avoid, essentially. That's what the BEXP is for, and also to increase his bulk, basically.
Yeah, I think he has a B support with Tanith at this point, which gives him a bit of hit and avoid. Hit kind of irrelevant for his case, but avoid being nice.
Yeah, so. And thankfully we don't have to force Reyson to transform. Yeah, we also give some bonus XP to a Gwimpage.
Shoutouts to Gwimpage.
Yes, this is because the Paragon makes bonus XP relatively cheap. And we didn't really get to utilize this to full effect with Astrid, but we can here with Geoffrey, because we need to actually get Geoffrey involved in this chapter.
Yeah, Geoffrey is a really nice unit, because he just kind of comes as a free pre-promote with pretty respectable bulk, especially with the Night Ward, which Spin One actually uses him for that purpose, so...
Yeah, but the other thing, although unfortunately he does have a very unique weapon typing, although it's not necessarily the best per se.
Lances and bows, I believe, which
yes.
is interesting.
Yeah, and he also does come with a Brave Lance, which definitely has its uses in this run, since we haven't really had a chance to use Geoffrey up to this point. Yeah, but here we have to do a little bit of trading here. The Flame Lance is definitely going to come in handy, as there are some Beast Laguz in this map, which have been fairly present throughout the late game.
And Tanith has a pretty respectable magic stat too, so...
Yeah.
She can just two-shot everything with the Flame Lance, all the Laguz units at least.
Yeah, and that's why the BEXP that we gave her way back also comes in fairly handy for moments like these. Yeah, and Kieran's gonna be also real nice. The access is gonna be particularly relevant, as there's some doors in this chapter. And
yeah, a lot of doors.
Yeah, the neat thing is that as I've mentioned earlier in my playthrough, axes deal effective damage to doors, which the game never tells you for some reason.
Yeah, when I play this game casually, I'm like, oh, I have 25 might with an axe on a door, and why am I doing 40 damage? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
I never realized.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't have as many deployment slots as a Clash, which is sad, but it's more than enough to do what we need to do for this map. And this map, it's a fairly action-packed turn 1, and this map, there's actually there's the left side, the middle side, and the right side as far as reaching the arrive point is, since this is an arrive map.
And what that means is that you can just end the map with any unit, not just Ike, so it's basically a flexible cease map.
Yeah, essentially. Ike here, though, one time he's totally gonna be fighting in this map.
Showing off his Punage Incarnate.
Of course, always. It's what he's been doing for a lot of this game. Anyway, so we have to smite Kieran. This is relevant because we need him to help break a door down. But before we even do that, Jill is also going to be pretty important here. So essentially, we're going to be skipping the right side of this map, and we don't really have enough members to really split our forces too much. So there's going to be basically two parties, or like two groups, essentially doing different things. And here,
the left side has the resolve scroll, which is why we kind of need to make a bit of a detour with the second group.
Yeah, so they're gonna be focused on snagging that, and there are a fair share of enemies that we need to dedicate more than like a handful, at least a handful of units towards getting that resolve scroll. And we skip the right side entirely because not only is there nothing for us that's relevant that we want, but also because the enemies are much more annoying on the right side, as there's like laguz enemies. Anyway, so here we witness Alencia very rarely being targeted by a siege tome, which would normally not happen since she actually has a respectable res stat.
Yeah, and all of your other units have really beefed res stats because of 100% growths, which is not really realistic in a normal playthrough, so...
Yeah, especially with all the res. But regardless, this first enemy phase is fairly eventful, but not too much going on yet. But it'll eventually start to pick up, and Tanith just casually takes care of that beast laguz. And this cat here attacks Geoffrey, and Geoffrey should be able to 4-hit KO, or 3-hit KO, sorry. But, oh.
Mess up.
Dang it, Gwimpage.
Dang it, Gwimpage!
We still love you, though.
Yeah, we still love you. Yeah, I don't think that's really an issue because we have so many other units that can clean up the cat anyways.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We can afford this loss, or this what we would like to call inconvenience.
Just a minor inconvenience.
Yeah, and unfortunately, yeah, these armor knights are really fat. Even hitting on res doesn't do the trick.
I mean, they're not Radiant on armor knights, at least.
Oh, thankfully. Anyways, yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't have Kieran equip the Brave Axe there. Otherwise, he would have just taken care of it easily because he was forced to use a hand axe. And yeah, Ike here just gotta like see very minimalistic combat and just helping out. As he's not gonna get too involved in the map, and here we're gonna have Geoffrey help us out.
Nice clean 2-shot.
Yeah, of
or
course.
Not. We still love you, Gwimpage.
Tough scene, but it's okay. Kieran has Canto, and we can afford to do this.
Imagine if Kieran missed 491s in a row. just imagine that.
Oh, I would have probably just sat there and like maybe sat through an entire enemy phase just trying to think what just happened.
Yeah, and like 91 displayed is actually like a 98% chance, so that would have been like 4 2% chances in a row.
Yeah, and Morum's able to finish the job on that cat there, thankfully. And here we need Soren to break this door with Meteor, and thankfully he one-shots.
Totally scary Adept.
Absolutely. And here we're going to actually need to do a small rescue boost with Mist. And this is important because we need Reyson to help us refresh one of our flyers who's going to be carrying Soren towards the boss room. And Alencia is here, and she's going to use our last Hammerne to repair this.
Rest in peace, Hammerne.
Yeah, as we're not like quite done with using rescue yet.
Yeah, we have 2 more maps after this, so there's still plenty of space to cover with the rescue staff.
Yeah. Anyways, here, so, you know, we have Tanith start off the rescue chain, and then we also are going to do a little bit of a trade chain here, and we're going to have Marcia take the Flame Lance, as that's going to be, she's going to need to put that to use. And here Reyson dances for Marcia, because Marcia is going to have to bring Soren into the main room.
And we're setting up our 3 turn, and this is the 2nd turn, so we want to clear the map after this turn.
Yeah. Anyway, so Marcia here, he drops off Soren, lets Soren be by himself. She's got to cut off any enemies from the outside coming in. And Shade's gonna mean that a lot of the enemies will avoid her, although she will still have to fight a Beast Laguz due to Beast Laguz units seemingly ignoring Shade a lot of the time.
It's a good thing she has the Flame Lance.
Yeah. It's a good thing that a lot of the other enemies have different rules when it comes to Shade interactions.
And as we said before, I don't think anyone fully understands how Shade works. It just kind of works sometimes.
Yeah, it's a very inconsistent and reliable. Wow, look at Morum go. What an inspiration. Anyways, yeah, Geoffrey gets attacked here, but like that doesn't really matter because Geoffrey can take this comfortably.
It's pretty beefy. He's as beefy as a Path of Radiance enemy.
Yeah,
so
Reyson needed to avoid that Tiger Laguz so that he can safely take a hit from that longbow sniper.
Shoutouts to Reyson not taking effective damage from bows, at least before transformation.
I think his beefed up defenses also help.
Yeah, that definitely helps too.
Yeah. Anyway, so, you know, as we're seeing Shade going to work, this allows Soren to basically kill almost everyone in this room.
Yeah, you have no idea how weird... Well, I'm guessing you do, but it's just so weird and uncomfortable seeing Soren in the middle of all these enemies just killing everything. And I just kind of forget 100% growth. He has like 20 defense at this point.
Yeah. Like
and like ridiculous void.
Yeah, he has lots of HP too. That's like the other underrated aspect as well. Oh yeah, so he finally gets Blizzard rank, which is real nice. And this also means that he can finally play StarCraft.
Yeah, I think like your Soren hasn't used any Blizzard. You have full uses on your Blizzard Tome, so you have 5 uses of it left over for the next 2 maps.
Yeah, and then and also because like I knew Soren could get away with 1 round KOing all these enemies with wind magic.
Elwind has like 3 might, I think.
Yeah, it's really bad.
And so yeah, it's effective on flying units by doing +3 damage on.
Wow. Outstanding game design.
It's pretty good in Radiant Dawn, relatively speaking.
Relatively.
Yeah, by magic standards, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, so once again, the beauty of Shade. Yeah, just like all these enemies, like, yeah, I don't know who this Marcia is. Like I imagine, like, if you look from their perspective, like, Marcia's probably invisible.
She's basically part of the wall, basically. Or just another door.
Yeah. And
I feel like that could have targeted Marcia, but...
Yeah, I actually, in testing, they do sometimes, but they don't always do it. It's very inconsistent.
So basically, Shade's being Shade.
Yeah, unfortunate. But yeah, anyway, so on this left side here, you know, Joe's being targeted, and all 3 of these Armor Knights are going to die to Joe's Heavy Spear.
Wow, that's barely a 2-shot. Jeez.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to time weapon effectiveness.
Yeah. And
is there a chance that they could roll higher on defense?
I don't think so. I think this is... I think...
okay, this one definitely roll higher HP. But...
Yeah, but some of them also roll lower on yeah, that one rolled lower on defense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it kind of worked out, thankfully. Because if they didn't, then I would have had to reset. But, oh yeah, and then this one just has way less HP. And, like, much lower leveled, but, you know, enemy scaling. Always interesting. Anyways, yeah. The other neat thing I guess we didn't mention is the fact that if we open one door, we essentially review like the entire top half of the map. Yeah. Also, nice passive healing by Reyson.
Very necessary. That is a lot of healing actually, because
yeah, I think it scales off his magic stat. I think.
Yeah. All right, Gwimpage, don't mess this up.
Yeah. Okay, 99 hit. He surely can't screw this up.
99 hit. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's okay. He takes a hit, but he takes it like a champ.
There we go. Redeeming himself with an unnecessary crit. Beautiful.
Yeah, unnecessary crits. It's a favorite pastime of mine.
But yeah, these 2 stages are blocking the way to the resolve chest, which is the top chest of those three. So.
Yeah, it also forms a triangle nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Shoutouts to Project Triangle Strategy. Anyways, yeah, so Resolve, it's going to be very handy for practically at the end of the game. And here, Hafedd, very annoying boss, to say the least.
Yeah, he's really bulky. He has a Brave Lance, he has a Night Ward, which gives +2 defense and res, and he has a 19% chance to Miracle, but...
That doesn't
Soren
matter.
Yeah, why? It doesn't matter if you just crit.
Yeah, it just solves the problem.
Also, shoutouts to Captlock.
Yeah, and we also do get an occult scroll for our troubles, but most occult skills, as I've noted many times before, is not that good.
Oh, come on, Colossus is really good. What are you talking about? Small chance to add +4 damage.
Yo. Ah, yes, I love the Constitution scaling it goes off of.
It's like times 40% of your strength, 20% of your strength stat added, only if you're heavier, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would actually be good on if laguz units got that. I think it actually would be half decent. But anyway, so we arrive and we're going to clear this part of the map in 3 turns. But we're not quite done yet because there is one more thing that needs to be settled. You know, normally we'd actually run away from this fight to, you know, settle it quickly, but there's an alternative solution to all of this. As
What a...
Yeah, the long standoff that we've been awaiting the entire game. Yes.
That is a very convenient ether.
Yeah. And, you know, Ike here, he is actually, if he gets another Aether, he actually can outlast the Black Knight's healing. And normally this fight has a 5-turn limit, and depending on whether you win this fight or not, there is one of 2 units you can get. It's essentially a glorified stat check.
And also a can you get an ether proc. Oh!
And wow, look at that. Tough scene, but I can take this. And he just deals an Aether back and commits Ponage Incarnate. There was a 7.8% chance of that working.
Ike is truly Ponage Incarnate.
This is what we've been building up to this entire time. And I will see you guys next time for Chapter 28.
See you around.
Bye-bye.